So you have some follower, subscriber, audience, customer beef, and how you're going to tackle it from a PR perspective, a comms perspective. This immediate sort of action plan, if you like, occurred to me when I was in between calls just now, and I thought, let me just put something quickly down on a mind map. I don't have too much time to do a proper systems map about this, but I will. And when I do that, I will share it so you have it as a template. So this is great for creators, entrepreneurs, business people, public figures, whoever you are. You might even be a politician. Um, I also just wanted a break from a bit of politics because it's just exhausting. And you probably caught me yawning a little bit in recent streams. So I'm going to quickly go to this mind map. So let's just say you've fallen out. You've got follower sub beef, and what that means is you essentially are losing them. You're hemorrhaging them, and you don't know what to do, or you don't know how to respond. You've got an idea. You might even be a little bit reactive right now, and you might need to chill out a little bit. Let's bring the mic closer. My bad. So immediately what you need to do, so I've got a little mind map for you. I'll zoom out later so you can get a full picture. But first things first, what you absolutely should do is capture all comments. This is what we call sort of capturing audience sentiment, and capture them wherever you find them and just start to build a map. And you want to capture the trolls as well. You want to capture all of it. All of it is relevant. Now, start to note down themes. You can do this on an Excel sheet. You can do this in whatever sort of admin type of thing you like. But start to look at the patterns, see if there are any themes, see if you can group them according to concern, see if you can group them according to one particular thing that you did or didn't do, and then just make notes if there's anything actionable. Now, when we do all of this in our minds and we are reactive in the moment, we might only consider one or two things that immediately come to us because we've not really done the reflection required. And then the one or two actionable steps that come to us in our mind, we will just jump all over that and think that's the way. It really helps for you to just sort of take a step back. So when I'm doing a consultation and I'm sort of doing this process, but it's much more back and forth because I'm getting the data, I'm asking the questions, so I'm doing a lot of the work for the client. Things come up and I'm able to note them down, and I'm essentially drawing out an initial first draft of a strategy. So that's what you need to do. You want to capture as much as you can. Don't labor over it. Just do like you could do one social media platform or just the last few hours on multiple social media platforms and leave it at that. You do not have time right now to be a social media strategist, whatever, and do absolutely everything and cover everything. The likelihood is you're going to get the gist of the issue from just an hour spent on each of the latest sentiment grabbed from each of your platforms, let's just say, for example. So, of course, because I'm from the world of public relations and comms, and it can be seen as quite manipulative and full of spin, absolutely, hands up to that. If you own it, if you own the beef, if you own the mistake, whatever it is that you've done, what are the opportunities and what is the damage? So let's just say you're like, yeah, that's right. Like, I have messed up here. What can I do to fix it? You're only going to say that if you know that there's some opportunities there. So when you're asking yourself this question, it might be that when you were doing your audience sentiment, some things came up there that you thought, oh, okay, there's an opportunity there. I'll come to that little bit in the next point. But then also, if you own it, what's the damage going to be? Because there always is, nothing's going to be completely clean. Um, whatever strategy or step you take, if there's been beef with your followers, your subscribers, your audience, your customer, whatever, then just know it's going to be messy or challenging at the very least. So what are the opportunities? What is a damage? I want to make this so super quick. Okay. Is there any new issue alignment? Oh, I'm just such a manipulator. Is there um any new issue alignment? Sorry, I was just trying to zoom out. Can the beef spark an opportunity to align on an issue? Oh my word. Because it can. It absolutely can. Because you see, if let's just say you fell out over a phone and your use of a particular brand, and then there was an upcoming brand made by an excellent startup with a wonderful mission, and you decided to pivot that way. It's you want to just again step back, reflect, and because you're a business, you're a creator, you're looking out for yourself as well, because you absolutely must. Then hopefully your business head, your money head, is still in it. Um, Reputational convos. Are there any creative collab with in a meaningful way, or anyone, a journalist, somebody who, if you did a chat with, a conversation with, it could really help in the first instance? We see this kind of thing happening all the time, though. It's a really quick and easy way, almost lazy, actually, a little bit self indulgent, where something goes wrong and you just get to talk about it when someone's asking you the questions rather than you just kind of going off, on your own and almost just answering your own questions and not really being asked anything. So you got to be it can come across a little bit opportunistic. So just be careful with this one. What are the pivots? Okay, what are the pivots? Are there any potential pivots? I talked about new issue alignment. I talked about any opportunities. But let's ask ourselves some very honest questions. Like, what is your position? Why do your followers, subs, whoever your audience is, why do they agree with you? Why do they disagree with you? What can you change? And what do you refuse to budge on? Like, it's really important actually to get really clear with this. This could actually come just immediately after you do your comments analysis and tracking. Just remind yourself, like, hang on, am I being really fixed on this and I don't need to, and I can here show a little bit more flex, and perhaps that could actually resolve the situation. Why are they disagreeing with me in the first place? It's so easy to just get hyper focused on the hate and the comments and everything else that's coming at you, that you sometimes forget what the reason is. Like, when someone's really angry with you and all you can hear and feel rather is their anger, and you're not really seeing the point, you're not hearing their point. That's the point of this. You want to sort of figure out, what is the point? Like, what's your damage, Heather? What's your damage? I've just done something silly on my other screen. My goodness me. What can you change? Come back in. What can you change? Sorry, screamed right in my mind. I just got my forget it, Serena, you're going to go on a tangent. So what can you change? If you're not going to be stuck in the mud about it, what absolutely are you happy to change? But what do you refuse to budge on? Like, it's really helpful actually to get really clear on this, and actually is helpful for us whenever we're having to consider anything in life. It could be dating, it could be a business negotiation. I know for me, when I'm sort of like, I'm having a meeting at the moment, um, having like a conversation after a meeting about doing a potential collab. And what I absolutely can't budge on is, I don't want to get political, but I think there's going to be scope for it. Also, what I absolutely can't budge on is, I am studying a master's, and I'm a mum, and I'm a single parent, adoptive special needs parent. So, that's going to take up a lot of my, that does. It's like, it's completely and utterly consuming. Being a parent is consuming anyway, she says, looking for the charger. I couldn't speak while I was so close to the mic. I didn't want to like damage your ears, but being a parent, being a carer, having dependents, is so consuming anyway, because it's not like you can just fit things into slots. It's mentally quite consuming, and when you're on your own doing it as well, it's quite tricky. So there is that. So what do you refuse to budge on? Why did I talk about this? I talked about this because, we have to consider things when we are thinking about a new job or a business deal. But what do you refuse to budge on when it comes to communicating with your audience about this beef? Maybe your principles really matter to you. Maybe there's one principle in particular that you're like, hell no. What's in the pipeline to your customers? Is there anything that you can have in your pipeline that could address? So calculating, that's the word I was looking for earlier. It is so calculating. Of course it is. That's what PR and comms is all about. You're all doing it as creators. If something's kind of been a little bit off, the way it's been delivered or gone out, or the way it's been received, we are then trying to think about how we're going to respond and figure it out. You're doing comms. That's basically comms. As a pro, like, you just become very skilled at mapping out an entire scenario in your head before you go ahead and do something. And you can do it pretty quickly. And I've been doing it for 20 something years. What can you use? What should you ignore? So, what are the wider issues? And sorry, that was the heading. What are the wider issues and tensions potentially getting conflated? Because this happens all the time. In an argument with a partner, right? What happens is, you do one thing wrong. I mean, I'm not speaking from experience because I don't have a partner, but I'm just saying, it happens in relationships. I was married once, I know. I was in relationships once, I know. But you do something wrong, and what happens? They can end up saying, yeah, but you also cooked for me, because I cook, but you also clean up after yourself. Yeah, I do that. You also have loads of clutter. Yes, I have. You're also a little bit neurotic. Yes, I am. This is not a dating card. I'm not advertising myself. What I'm saying to you is that when you're dealing with an issue, suddenly everything comes in. When I'm having a go sometimes at my teenager, she's 13 now, and I'm like, wait, Serena, like, can you just give her credit for that? She's got this going on, that going on, this going on, that going on. So she does this. I'm like, yeah, but you also lost your 80 quid hoodie at school, and I'm never going to get it back because everyone at school is a thief. Like, they are. Kids are. Mine is. She lost a calculator the second, the third time. I checked her bag. There's another calculator. I'm like, where did that come from? Lost property. And I'm like, mate, you are just, and some things I'm like, wait, she's got someone else's calculator, but someone else has her calculator. So I was actually addressing an issue to do with homework, and next thing you know, all this other stuff has come in. It happens, it's human nature. So what we want to figure out is, our audience, are they conflating any other issues, perhaps relating to us, perhaps stuff that we have done, but actually might be out there, and we need to sort of almost address it, clear things up a bit, maybe direct them a little bit. You've got to do a little bit of that. What can you use, or what should you ignore? Because, oh my goodness me, when you're in the social realm, creators, this. There's got to be some things you've just got to ignore. You cannot give credence or time or attention or fuel, like your fuel, to everything. I just spotted the time. It's been like a 17-hour fast. I've got to eat now, but you cannot, absolutely, you cannot, what was that? You cannot floor filth. You cannot, okay? You just cannot. You cannot give yourself to every single thing that's being spoken and complained about. You just need to almost demonstrate. Can we be a little bit more disciplined about this? Can we just sort of take this issue first? And it's easier that way. You can even mobilize more support with a single issue. Sounds a little bit political. On that note, I am biased. I've got my merch out, and I've got caps as well, and they're behind me. They're behind me. I will be streaming. Listen, when I stream, I don't want to be a journalist because I'm not a journalist. What I am is a commentator who is looking at stuff going on, and with my lens, I'm reading between the lines, and I'm like, that's BS, or that could have been said better, or that could have been done better. Let's put that back on the keys. So I will be back on my stream. It'll be kind of informal, as it usually is, as it has gotten in this video at times. And I will also focus on a little bit more of this kind of content to really provide value and advice to creators and anyone else within the space who feels like they need a little bit of help. And for all the other things I'm available, you can go to my description and find all my links. But if you want to join this channel, please do so. I'm a young channel, number one. Number two, I've been in this game for a while, so I'm not young. I am 20 something years now in PR and comms. What's the other thing I want to say? I want to say to you, that's it. That's it. Let's do a little ding on the way out. It's a bit loud. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.